Alright guys, Hayzink here, welcome back to the channel for another Street Fighter Duel video. So, in this one, I'm going to be taking a look at Void Awakening, I'm going to be going over the Battlelust, and I'm also going to be talking to you guys about the Disciple Rivalry battle, because people are talking about how you score in this event and how you do it, because it's kind of different to other events so far. So let's very quickly go over the battle right now. I'm not going to give you specific team builds because everyone's different, right? We all have different boxes, we all have different levels on our fighting spirits, our vehicles, and all the rest of it, okay? So you have to take this advice and you have to tailor it to your own box, okay? So, what have I done to score? First of all, I've showed you this team already. I keep varying who I've got up top for my supports on this, but a lot of you guys will have Bison. Right, a lot of you guys will have Bison, so you should make a team that looks a bit like this. You want to basically have 2 units at the front that pushes Bison to the back. Those 2 units are not there because they're shields, they are there to push Bison to the back. This is going to allow Bison to die over and over and over, and it's going to cause him to revive and pop his big shield constantly, which is going to cause you to get lots of damage, which is what you're looking for, okay? So this is a nice easy one that if you have got a copy of Bison, you're able to use, able to leverage to get yourself some points, okay? So let's put that one aside because it's pretty self-explanatory, right? For the other ones, this team for example, okay? I built this team because, again, much like the Bison team, I know my unit that's sitting in the slot where Rose is, I know that unit is going to die, right? So if you can look at my combo down here, my combo does not use Rose, okay? The reason that I've chosen Rose for this team is because even when she's dead, the team are going to benefit from her arrow cards, okay? But she's simply there to die, right? That is why she is there. At the back, Summer Yang is going to allow her to survive a little bit longer. Up top, we've got Abel, who's going to give shields. That's also going to allow her to survive a little bit longer, just to allow my Blanca and, in my case, Virgil, to get off as many attacks as possible, okay? It's all about trying to do as much damage as possible in the quickest time possible, because as soon as Rose dies, very quickly after that, the unit that replaces Rose is going to die as well. So in your box, you should look for a setup that allows you to basically have someone in that back slot who can die, right? But the slower they die, and if they're not involved in your combo, it isn't really going to affect the score that you can get, okay? So if you look at your box, you can leverage the units you've got to basically have someone in there who can essentially stall, right? That's the best way to look at it. They can essentially stall to allow you to use the rest of your team to pop off as much damage as possible. And I'm going to do a run with all 3 teams after this, just so you can see it playing out in action, okay? And in my final team, it's a bit different. I got a low copy of Goken, you can see that there. I'm not trying to get loads of copies of him or anything. 1 is enough. Same idea. Now this one's slightly different. I'm using Gen up top, who you may not have, but if you do have Gen, he's a very good option because what he does is he replaces the backline unit with a shadow, and that backline replacement will soak up the flame damage. So if you've got a copy of Gen, he can essentially take the damage at the back, allowing the rest of your team to continue on, okay? However, having Goken on here and using his combo too, it's going to mean that the rest of this team can take a bit more damage. I've got Elena coming in and she's healing. So if you can pull yourself even a single copy of Goken, without Gen, it'll still work. It just won't be as effective, but it just means that the person that you've got sitting at the back can take that much more damage, and it will just give you more time, because the key to this entire thing is time, right? So I'm going to show you this playing out, and then I'll go and I'll discuss the Battlelust, okay? So team 1, like I say, the strat here is Bison is going to die, right? Now if you look at my combo at the bottom, you will see that I am not using Bison for his C3, okay? I'll explain why when the battle starts, right? So we're going in for the first round, and the first round only, I am going to use Bison's C3, but then after that I'm just going to put it into auto, and it's now going to use Honda's C3. Now the reason for that, right, is if you watch the screen just now, so there's Bison going, he's going to pop. Now see, because he's popped, he'll come in and he'll do a punch. That would mean he's not got time to do his C3, it times out, okay? So what I noticed quite quickly was when you've got Bison doing his combo start and his C3, because he is popping his big AoE attack every so often, he's essentially busy, okay? He's not active, and you cannot actually get him to use his C3 most often, so you're probably better off using Honda, if you're using that setup, to do his C3 instead, because at least you're going to get some damage off, okay? Because like I say, Bison will be busy essentially, and he'll be unable to be used because he is busy, and your combo will time out, and you'll find that you're just doing your combo, your C1 and your C2, and you don't get your C3 off, okay? So do the first one manual, and then if you're an auto player, do the rest auto, and you'll probably have more success with it, right? So with this team here again, like I explained on my specific setup, I've set this up so that Rose will delay her death. She won't die as quickly, and that's going to come because of the shielding coming from my Summer Yang and also from Abel up top. But when she does die, it's not going to interfere with my combo 1, 2 and 3. So if you can build a similar setup that means your combo 1, 2 and 3 are not being interrupted, she's going to buy you that much more time to get more damage off. So we'll see this one playing out, and you will notice that due to the shielding and stuff, Rose is going to just survive that a little bit longer, and she is casting her tarot cards, which for me is allowing people like my Blanca to do more damage. So at this point Rose is still alive, okay? You notice she's not died yet, and that is because of the additional essentially healing, guarding, whatever you want to call it, coming from that shield, okay? Now it didn't interfere with my my combo, and even now what I'm going to do is, because I know that Blanca's going to die, I'm going to switch to making Virgil in my case be the combo activator. Now if I'd timed that a bit better, he might have got into devil form, and that could have actually got me a lot more points, okay? On this team here, again, the strat is delay the inevitable, so we'll pop this off. If you notice, the shadow comes into effect here, and the shadow is the one that takes the burn, okay? So that is allowing, again, Vega to just have that much more time on the battlefield, allowing me to gain more points from him being alive. And we've also got Elena coming in and healing things, and just keeping it ticking along that little bit longer, okay? Now, on this team, unfortunately, I'm going to lose Vega, which means that Ken isn't going to get more hits off, but I still got a lot of damage, and it still puts me at a nice score. Didn't beat my highest score, but it got me quite close to it, so you can see that with the right number of crits and stuff, I would either have equalled or beat my score there, okay? Now, what have I done for Battlelust? You might be surprised by this. With my Battlelust, this is what I've gone with, okay? Allow me to explain this, right? So, when it comes to the Battlelust, usually you want these things, okay? So you usually want something like increases combo 3 damage after you've unleashed a super combo. You've got this one here. Increases damage dealt for 8 seconds after inflicting burn, shock or bleed. And obviously you've got this one up top with your trigger, right? Why have I not gone for them? Because with this burn effect killing people so fast, you are probably a lot of times, depending on your builds, not going to get off as many combo frees as you once were. You are maybe going to lose your burn unit quite fast, and that is going to stop you getting the same benefit from something like this, okay? So I found score-wise the best thing that I could do was focus on raw damage, right? So we've got a damage bonus, we've got our crit rate boost, we've got our crit rate damage along with defense, which is obviously pretty good as well. We've also got our damage bonus and our damage reduction, again that's very useful. We've got our HP bonus and our attack bonus. Now I've gone for HP before this one. Reason being, burn is burning down your HP rather than a defense having an effect on that, so it makes more sense to have more HP, right? Then again, because you want to go for score, I've focused on these two, and this is the final one I'm focusing on. I've also gone for this because this is giving you a really good boost to your attack. It stacks up to 3 times. You've got, what, 27% boost to your attack by the time it's fully filled up. So because you've got such a short window to live, I found that the Battlelust strategy that you probably want to focus on is doing as much raw damage as possible within that time, okay? So this is why I am not favouring these 3 things, and for me, I found that this is giving me the best results, okay? When it's update time tomorrow, I'm going to max this one out. Then after that, maybe at that point I'll start putting some things into here, but yep, I will. I'll start putting them into here. I'll probably, to be honest, start off with this one because of, for me anyway, I've got the Monster Hunter Ken set up. He'll hopefully get off some more super attack filling attacks, call it whatever it is. I'll probably focus on that more than, say, this, although this could maybe work for my Blanca team because I've found a way to keep my Blanca team alive. But again, I would focus on filling up these things first before moving on to these. On this one, when the next battles come up, maybe we'll change that, but for now, I found that this is the best Battlelust setup. Maybe you should give it a try, it might work for you. But hopefully this advice will help you get some more scores, or some better scores should I say, than maybe you're doing at the moment. It's all about attrition, it's all about trying to do as much damage as possible before the inevitable happens, because making it to the end of this battle is difficult, so try and get as many points as possible while you can. So having a damage sponge in that backline is probably the best strat that you can use. If you've got any better suggestions, drop them in the comments down below. I've been Hayzink, hope it's helpful, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.